everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Welcome to the ARTyRV Livestream tonight.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
We hope you all are fine. I see questions coming in already and want to say hello to everyone out there. It's nice to have you here tonight.
It is. It's great. And it's very cold in our nation, period. The whole nation's freezing tonight.
So we hope you're staying warm and prepared for the more cold
Let's
weather we're having.
a little fireside chat here without our fire.
So Merry Christmas, everyone. So if you have a question, leave it in the chat. Put a Q there so we can grab it real quick and see it.
And everybody's chiming in. Thank you all for tuning in tonight, everybody from all over the country.
Yes. I guess we could go ahead and start with the questions before they
overwhelm you.
Off of the chat.
Okay, Barb, let's go.
Julie has a question. Julie is here tonight again, and we welcome you, Julie. What is an easier way to smooth the ripples out of a piece of lead when forming it to a piece of glass so that it flows around the glass? How do you smooth it out?
Use your FID. Because lead is very pliable, it'll stretch, and actually when you bend it and it gets those little creases in it, just use the edge of your FID and go take it around it, and it'll straighten it right out for you. Yeah. So I hope that helps, Julie. That was a good question though, because a lot of people when they're bending lead get those little crinkles on the inside, but you can take the edge of your FID and go around it, and it'll straighten it right out.
Thank you, Julie.
We do that a lot on repairing church windows, stained glass windows.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes you unzip them, and then you put the glass in, and then you zip them back up.
By hand or a table foiler? Question mark.
Oh, I prefer by hand, but if there's a lot, Barbara knows this for sure, if there's a lot, we do a table foiler, right?
Yes, if we were doing lamps, Tiffany lamps, we would use a table foiler.
Oh, we would definitely want to use it.
A lot of small pieces, definitely.
Yeah. And this time,
big pieces, not too big, but.
And hey, this time of year, just a quick little note is take your griddle in your kitchen, lay your glass on it, turn the griddle on about 120 degrees, and that way when your cold hand touches the glass, it won't cause sweating. And which could cause moisture and allow your foil not to stick. So if you warm your glass up this time of year, it foils a lot easier. Pop's trick.
Yes. Warm your glass up, especially this time of year.
Yep. Well, summertime it warms itself, right?
Yeah. Rick had a question. When I grind glass, I sometimes end up with chips in the glass. Is this normal, or am I putting too much pressure against the grinder bit?
Typically, you're using too much pressure, and what it's doing is it's ogging it down, and it's taking the chips out too. And make sure that you really want a 220 grit, or a little bit even finer than that for your your head on your grinder head. But, and they make a speed bit, which I'm not a big fan of, because the speed bit is it chips everything in its way and just runs over it all. So I'm not a big fan of the speed bit, but if you back up on your pressure so you don't have to buy a different grinder head, just back up on the pressure, because, all you're doing, Rick, is you're just trying to get that sand up, and hopefully, your cutting is efficient enough that you're just bringing up the sand and finishing the shape a little bit. So.
I know that we received a grinder in one time.
Oh my gosh!
Had the wrong grinder head in it.
Oh.
And we went to grind, and we're like, "What in the world?" And it was a speed bit on there instead of a regular bit. So check your bit and make sure it's not a speed bit.
And we had sold about 3 or 4 of those grinders, and we turned around and sent them a new bit, because that bit that came with that grinder, we did not want our customers to have.
We weren't sure whether they had one or not, but we sent everybody.
So we sent everybody a new, a fine bit for grinding. So.
Crazy. So that happens sometimes, I'm sure. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Magali's on the road.
She's on her way to Canada.
She's on the road, and she's watching us on the road.
Oh, way to go, Magali.
Thank you, everyone, for watching and sharing and everything. And subscribing. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
And so if you find this helpful, please subscribe. And if you get a chance, ring that little bell. It won't ring like that. But if you just
It doesn't
press
sound like that.
it doesn't sound like that, but if you press that button, it sure will help us out.
Right. So subscribe to our channel, please. And, those of you that are in the background and not chiming in and saying who you are, well, we appreciate you too. We welcome you to our channel. And we want to say happy holidays to you.
And we also want to give a shout out to Sunshine Glassworks.
Hey everybody, Sunshine Glassworks up in Buffalo. They are our sponsor of tonight's show. And we want to thank them. And we want to thank you for patronizing Sunshine Glassworks, where they have over 1,500 colors of glass in stock from all the manufacturers, Barb.
That's right. That's right.
So that's really great. Hey, Sean, it's good to see you, my friend. Looking forward to it soon. It's Christmas.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate that a whole lot. Thank you very much. Oh.
Thanks for being you. Thanks for being you. Hugs.
I have another question. So we have a lot of people here tonight.
That's great. That's great,
We're
Barb.
excited. Okay.
Yeah,
Alexandra has a question. Should I break large pieces of glass with my hand or running pliers?
Actually, if they're large enough, you should probably pop them on the edge of the table. If you're just cutting straight lines to get your sheet sizes down smaller where you can work. Otherwise, you could break them by hand, but you want to make sure that you're not, when you pull down by hand, unless you pull evenly, sometimes the glass will run to its weakest point, which is the side that you're pulling down on the hardest, either your right or your left side. So be careful about that, but you can just pull it out to the edge and pop it off if you're just whittling your sheets down. It's a much truer break than trying to break it with your hand, because not everything, when you pop it like that, it goes all the way across the score.
Yeah, so we have a lot of shorts on that. Cutting glass, how to cut glass, running pliers. So it's what you're most comfortable with.
It is.
The safest way, if you're just learning, is to go ahead and use your running pliers and your breaking pliers.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And
use your hand
then
tools.
when you get more comfortable and you're getting in like 2-foot pieces of glass that you're just cutting up into 12-inch squares or 4-foot.
Yeah.
Then you can break it on the table.
It just works a lot easier that way
faster.
for you. It's faster. That's faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's faster. So it's all good. We've had some really good questions tonight so far, Barb.
We had a lot of questions come in over the week, and I've answered a lot of them. But I wanted to share this one because I think a lot of people might have some of these questions. Carol says she has set up a workshop in her shed, and it's cold out now. Does it make a difference for cutting the glass if it's cold?
No. Working with cold glass and working with glass that's what you want to be afraid of is glass that's been sitting in the sun on your table, and then try and cut it, because that will mess it up. Cold glass, don't worry about it. We cut glass in the shop all the time, and I was just explaining to Barbara that it's 47 degrees back there, and tomorrow morning we'll be cutting mirrors. So the cold glass the cold weather doesn't hurt the glass, but the sun on the glass, heating it up and expanding it and getting it hot on one side and not on the other, it will be very difficult to cut.
Okay, and she was asking, what if her glass is cold and she goes to solder it? Will that make it crack?
No, if you're going to be working outside though, hon, probably what you want to do is you're going to have to turn your rheostat up a little bit more, because you're working in a temperature that's not ambient to the house. So you're outside. Put you a little heater in there if you can, but you will just have to run your rheostat a little bit hotter, because you are working outside. And remember now, the glass is going to be cooler. Your flux is going to be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't overdo it with don't overload it with the flux, because that's just, it's just taking the temperature down and down and down. So, but yeah, you can work in your shed. It's not a problem. And the cold isn't a problem. You just have to turn your rheostat up a little bit when you start soldering.
That's right.
Right, Barb?
And she had one more question. Does the cold affect the flux and other supplies?
Maybe your copper foil. if it freezes. But and your chemicals, your black patina and things like that, just take them in the house in a little carry-on thing, and put them in the house. Same way with your copper foil. Put it in a baggie. Put a couple strips of rice, little bubbles of rice in there, and because to keep the humidity out of that. But I would say your chemicals probably should not freeze. I know I have some mold materials that they won't ship me from the West Coast during November, December, January, and February because they'll freeze, and then they won't warranty them. So.
Right.
Because they have to fly out.
I'm not sure about the chemicals. You might want to read the back of the bottle and see if it says to store at room temperature, or make sure it's above freezing. You don't want your chemicals to freeze.
Two, they're plastic bottles. If they freeze, they're liable to split open. So just take them in the house because they are plastic bottles, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have a question, just put it in the chat. Put a Q there, and we welcome everyone.
Yeah, we do. Magali just gave us a nice little comment or compliment. Thank you, Magali.
Where is that at? Oh, okay. I missed it. Yeah. Okay. And if you have a question, just put it in the chat. I've got a question.
Sure, Barb.
Ed sent us a note and said your video was very helpful to him the other night, the live stream.
Okay.
He missed it. But he had one question that came in mind when he saw the lead that we twisted.
That we twisted, yeah.
Yeah. Are the edges wrapped with copper foil, or do you wrap the edges with U-shaped lead on that panel? On that panel right there.
These are copper foil on the edges, and then the lead is attached to it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So the window was built out of copper foil. Throw me just a close up, Barb, and I'll just show Ed real quick. So the window's a copper foil right here, and then we attach the lead to each one of the joints, Ed. So that's a good question, and hey, thanks for paying attention. That's good, man.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know that it would work with lead as good as it does with the copper foil. So you copper foiled and you beat it all around the edge.
I beaded it, yeah. I put a bead around the edge and then I attached the lead to it. I'm not sure that you could use U-shaped lead on it and then put lead on top of that. That might be a little bit too beefy, Ed. It might not look exactly the way you think it should. So.
Okay, Ed's here tonight.
Hey, Ed. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yeah.
And we enjoyed meeting you guys a couple weeks ago. Thanks for coming by.
Okay, so let's see. I know I have some more questions. I did want to share with everyone, we got this note from YouTube, and they were telling us how great we did this year. We had 2.7 million total views.
Oh my! And that's all because of these people right here,
I know.
honey.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys very much. Go ahead, give
Appreciate
them
it.
another stat because it's
it
is really impressive, y'all. Y'all are impressive.
We had 8,119 new subscribers this year.
Oh, that's great. So y'all please subscribe to our channel.
So we're coming close to 11,000. That was our goal for the year. I think we're going to make it. We'll probably do it by the end of the year.
With your help, we will do it by the end of the year.
So we really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You've really done an
hey,
outstanding job this year.
Outstanding job on the part of all of y'all. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And those stats they really are important, Barb.
So if you guys have any questions about the box hinge video we did, go ahead and ask it now. And
the box is cleaned up and it's here. So if you want to talk about it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, we're pretty proud of y'all. I mean, that's you guys.
It's you guys. It's not us. Yeah.
So, do we want to go right into the files and we could show them?
Well, we can. Yeah, we can do that, Barb.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
So, hey, last week after we did the video about repairing that jewelry box, of course, we have another long video coming out, and we're going to do a box start to finish. We also are going to start carrying pre-cut 4x6 1/8" mirrors that you can order. You just have a minimum of 6 of them to order in order to, you don't want to order just one and then have to pay the shipping on that. So what I wanted to show you is I didn't have my files that I really like to use, but I have them now. So when I'm fixing the jewelry box hinges, I love these little files right here. And I went ahead, and Barbara was kind enough to go ahead and get them put on our shopping page. So if you guys are doing jewelry boxes, this is the file set to have so that you can.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're good.
No,
I want to show.
I have a typo.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry, Barb.
Oh, you know what I mean.
All right. So, these are our 2 hinges, and Sunshine has these in stock. Remember, Sunshine is a sponsor of our show, and their part number on the large hinge and the one that fits inside of it. The large hinge is part number 3131, and the small hinge that goes inside it is part number 3134. So there's your 2 hinges right there. And what I'm going to do, this is a triangular file, okay? And I'm sure there's a lot of different uses for this file set. But for me, y'all, right on the edge, and we're going to file that because if we do, when we go to break it, now I want you to see, and you can probably see, there's a hole there. Hang on. Is that focused enough? I don't know. Anyway, there's a hole right here in the copper pin. Now watch this.
Oh, put it down. Oh, there you go.
See that?
That's good.
So then what I do is I take my little triangular file. And clean it up. And this works like a dream. It keeps you from, you do not bend this hinge. If you bend the big part, the little part's going to bend with it, and you're going to have a box that's very difficult to open. So hey, I just wanted to give you that heads up. These files, it's a set of 10 of them, and they have multiple uses in your studio. So anyway, I've got them on our website.
$14 or $14 in our Amazon store.
And they're well worth it. They are well worth it, because when you go to cut jewelry box hinges, okay, that's what you want. Just like that. And you don't want to have to fight it, because if you fight it, that means it's in a bind. You know what that means? That means the hinge is going to come apart, everybody. So hey, stay tuned, because we've got a long video coming up of a box. On a jewelry box, start to finish. And we're also, in another video coming up, we're going to be talking about the Heiko FX601. I got one, and we're going to try it out, and we're going to see what all the rage is about this iron, and I'm going to let you know how it works.
Yeah, we're going to...
A lot of you have it.
Yeah, a lot of people have it, and we're going to find out. From what we understand, it's going to work best for those of you that are doing copper foil.
Yeah, and the tip that came with this iron, this 3/16 tip, Barb, is great for doing copper foil work for sure.
Okay, Ed has a question relating to the box. With the box mirror cutting, what was the surface material that you score the glass with? On me?
Yeah, I just used my regular glass cutter to score the mirror and break it like regular glass. Mirror doesn't cut any differently than anything else.
Cut it on the mirrored side.
Cut it on the smooth side, not the silvered side or the dark side. You can't cut it on the back surface or on the reflective surface. So you cut it on the front, the smooth side, just like any other glass. And typically, the box that we're going to be showing you guys how to make will be a 4x6. But yeah, you don't want to cut it on the painted side of the glass because you can't.
What was the table surface? That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, that's my carpet on my
Yeah,
on my cutting table.
Yeah, you have to be really careful with mirror because it scratches on the back. It's going to ruin your mirror.
Yeah, and
so carpet is really good.
Yeah, and I use I don't know, how thick would you say that carpet is, Barb? It's pretty. It's almost like a
indoor outdoor
right?
carpet.
Yeah, it's very thin, and it works really well
The
because
cheapest indoor outdoor carpet you can find.
But don't get plastic. You want to get, like a carpet that they would glue down in your patio or something. So
yeah, and you don't have to do the whole table.
No,
you
just
could
do a
surface that you're going to be working.
Get you a little 2x2 piece from a carpet store that they threw it away or something. That'll be good too.
That'll be enough. If you're just doing boxes, you don't need that
Yeah,
much. One of those carpet
squares.
tiles, and they got glue on the back anyway. You just glue it down on your work surface.
Because our offices are actually done in those tiles, so they're 2x2 tiles.
Okay, I saw a question come up here. Okay, you answered Ed's question.
Okay.
A lot of thank yous for the box video.
Oh, you're welcome. Anything we can do to help you guys, help us.
Alexandria wants, what is your favorite stained glass project you've made?
Well, one of my new favorites is the window that we're going to be installing tomorrow. So I guess we'll have pictures of that next week. That's the undersea transom.
Yeah, I think Ed likes this undersea transom.
Yeah, I like this undersea transom that we just completed. Now we're getting ready to we're doing a side light that's entitled The Blues, and so Barbara's actually going to be painting the piano keys for me. And while I'm cutting out the rest of the window, so we'll have some video of that too, right, Barb? Probably, I'm sure. But probably my most favorite window that I've done in the last year is the live oak project for Brook Green Gardens. That's been my favorite. And now I'm so excited finally about Drunken Jack's because we've got everything's finally finalized, so we can get started on that. We're way excited about that.
Okay, Patricia said on her trip to Western New York, she stopped by Sunshine and spent $200 on glass. Good for you.
Well, Patricia, good deal. Yeah, I hope you told them that you're one of our subscribers.
Yeah, they do. They tell them.
Yeah, thank you all.
Messages that yes.
Yeah, so that's good. I mean, we appreciate that because, really, if you think about it, and they're kind enough to sponsor our show, and you know what, y'all? They're going to be sponsoring our show next year. And we are really looking forward to that. So thank you for shopping at Sunshine. And thank you for telling them that you came to them through the ARTyRV and Barb Ed's Glass Studio channel because that helps us out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It lets them know what's going on. So
that's right. Don't want to miss any questions, but Jennifer has a question here. I had fun making a design from bevels, but had spaces in between that were too thin for filling with glass, but so big that I wasted a ton of solder. Any suggestions on filling those gaps in the future?
Wow. Jennifer, send us a picture of what you're doing. Just send it to us kind of like you were going in the viewer showcase. Because I'm not sure. I mean, there's so many bevels, and were you making stars out of the bevels, or because most of the bevels are definitely not made in this country, and they're laser polished, and they are not equal. I can tell you that. You can have a box of diamonds, and you might have 5 that are identical.
Thank you, Burnt Raw Toast. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Burnt Raw Toast. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So is that did I get on that question for Jennifer? Just send us a picture of what you're doing.
I can't imagine, but it sounds like that would be disappointing. And it'll make the window really heavy too, right?
Oh yeah, and then where do you hang it? So yeah, if you have a lot of bad gaps, bevels are not true, especially because they're made overseas. So.
Okay, Magali has a question.
Okay.
With the fused glass Christmas trees, do you just tack the frit on correct?
Yes, correct.
Roll
the edges, tack it, roll the edges.
Roll the edges and tack it. And that temperature was?
1435.
1435.
And that's for bullseye
500
glass.
An hour? 500 an hour?
Yeah, 500 degrees an hour to 1435. And actually, you know what? We're running a load of Christmas trees right now while we're talking. So we were like, woo, we got a live stream tonight. Let's go down and fill up the kiln and run a load of Christmas trees tonight.
Okay, so Barry, thank you. Thank you for that.
Ed wanted to know if I did the windows at Drunken Jack's. You know what, Ed? Let me just tell you a quick story. Has everybody got time for a story? All right, here we go. It's a short story. Back in 1989 when I worked for, 1987 when I worked for somebody else, we had the job to restore 2 of the windows that are in Drunken Jack's now on either side of the entryway. When Hurricane Hugo came through in 1989, we got the job from my old boss to do some more work at Drunken Jack's. So oddly enough, the glass that we took out of the window that was broken and replaced it, repainted it, did all those things that we had to do to it. The owner, we gave the pieces back to him in a box. Well, when we signed the contract on this job, he brought that box back out from 1989 and said, if you can use some of this glass in our new windows, we'd love to have it. Mm-hmm. And you know what? The box is sitting on the light box. And when we start doing the marsh walk, it'll be going in the windows and stuff like that in the marsh walk. So
he's worked at Drunken Jack's over the years.
Whether it be for myself or through another company that I used to work for. So, yeah.
So that's really nice.
It is great. And that's a good question. Thanks for following up. And keep an eye out for us because we start the drawings. Well, we've started them, but we're really getting into the drawings right after Christmas. So
yeah. Barry has a question. I want to cut an old glass patio table to make a light box. Do you cut this the same way as regular glass? It has a wavy pattern. It must be safety glass.
Well, here's the thing. You can't cut safety glass or tempered safety glass. You can't cut it. So, and if we could figure out how to cut safety glass, we could all retire tomorrow. But yeah, patio tables, okay, since, what is it, Barb? 1972 probably, have been safety glass. When they changed everything over and changed all the codes, put safety glass where it belonged instead of not there at all. So all those codes changed, 72 and 74, and then 76, it went international and everything's the same. So, but you're not going to be able to cut that glass. So if it's a rectangle, just build your light box that size. Unless it's like really crazy big. Yeah, so you want to work on a piece of tempered glass, but what you want to do is build your light box and then order a piece.
Or if it maybe an end table, if you can find an end table.
Yeah, sometimes
it doesn't matter if it's scratched.
No, patio furniture.
It doesn't matter if it's scratched because you don't want that. You're probably going to put some kind of film on it or paint it or whatever to kill the light. So it doesn't matter. Yeah,
so you just want to make sure. I have safety glass on my light box just because I'm working on it and I do not want my hand to go through it. It's not the problem wouldn't be it going through it. The problem would be getting it back out. And that would be the hurt part.
Okay, Bert Ralto said they recently made a Christmas tree. Follow the channel to see it in the viewer showcase. Okay, we'll see that. Jennifer, you sent me an email. I didn't have time to check my email later this afternoon. I was busy and didn't have time to go back. So if you sent it this afternoon, I
think she sent us the picture with the with the bevels in it.
Okay, yeah. It wasn't pre-made bevels. It's something that she made. So, yeah, we probably do have some ideas for you.
Yeah, maybe we can help you, hon, because, we got boxes of bevels everywhere.
Let's send a shout-out to Ray.
Ray! We're going to give you a big shout-out, buddy.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Thumbs up to Ray for all you do. Merry Christmas, my friend, to you and Susie, and happy holidays.
We appreciate you, Ray. We're going to give you your own little...
We're going to give you your own little rock and roll
right
on the sailboat there, buddy. Thank you for everything you do, Ray. We look forward to working with you in the new year coming. So.
And I want to thank everyone that has ordered ornaments.
Oh, gosh, y'all.
We really appreciate that. We'll be mailing out some more tomorrow. So if you haven't got your order, it'll be finished tomorrow, shipped out tomorrow. And, we do appreciate y'all ordering and we hope that you've already received your ornament. But those who haven't, it's going out tomorrow.
Right. So we have, our last shipment, I guess, will be tomorrow before the holidays, right? Tomorrow,
Yeah,
Wednesday.
the last day to ship. Well, the last day we're shipping is the 21st.
Oh, so that's Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so get your orders in tonight. You may not get them by Christmas unless you live in Charlotte or Raleigh or Charleston. But
Right.
I don't even know if you'd get them then because, I was really surprised that I got an order out of Raleigh delivered in one day. So I was quite surprised, Barb.
Yeah. I'm just putting the
And don't forget,
shopping here.
we have Viewer Showcase coming up on January, is it 2nd, Barb, or 3rd? Monday, January 2nd?
I don't know. It's not the next one, though.
No, it's 2 weeks. So you have time to get your Viewer Showcases in.
Yeah. The mail is running pretty quick. I mean, I have people getting ornaments that, they're saying, "Oh, I got my ornaments."
Yeah, I know.
And then if you're local, go ahead and order, and
just come pick 'em up.
You can come and pick it up before Christmas, so that'll work out good.
Yeah, you don't have to wait on shipping for that. So,
Well, do you have?
excuse me. Pardon me,
Excuse him,
everyone.
Pardon him.
Pardon me.
Oh, he has a little bit of a cold.
I had
I
a little
wasn't
bit
sure
of
he was going to be
sniffles.
able to make it tonight because
I slept all day today. I actually took the day off and slept all day, and
I had it.
Barbara
and
had
then
it.
He got it.
Now
and
the
Taylor's
producer
got
has
it
it.
a little bit, but it's not COVID or anything.
No, it's
Because
not.
I tested and we're not. And I'm better, so it's just like a 2-day cold.
The runny nose. My gosh, what a nightmare that is. What a nightmare.
So Ray likes your tie,
Oh, thank you, Ray.
and he likes my shirt.
Let me give you some
Yeah, we really don't match tonight.
Polar
I
Cafe.
could have got changed, or he could have got changed, but we were already Christmas, and so we.
I think we you know what?
I'm casual. He's dressy.
I'm taking a survey. I think we look pretty darn good
I
together,
think we
don't
look
we?
fine.
I think we look pretty. Oh, I got new lenses for my glasses, y'all. You remember for the last month or 3 months I haven't been able to see? So my eye doctor came in and I had ordered my glasses. And I said, "Hey, what's the procedure?" Next thing I know, my glasses were here.
Yes. Therese said, tomorrow is her 63rd birthday. Would you sing happy birthday to Teresa?
I will. And I like the way you spell your Teresa. My sister spells it the other way, but hey, everybody, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Teresa. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Teresa.
We appreciate you watching, and happy birthday
That's
to
right.
you.
And as you can tell, I am not bashful.
Oh, gosh.
One time my grandson told me that he said, "Is there anybody that you don't know, Papa Ed?" And yeah, there's
And
a few
there
people I
are
don't know.
people
There's a
that-
few people that I don't know.
No, yeah, he found that out. Okay, so happy birthday, Teresa. I hope it's a good one.
Yeah, I hope it is a good birthday.
Annabelle was sick with a fever for 5 days.
Oh, no.
I hope she's feeling better.
Annabelle, hi from Ed and Barb.
She is feeling better.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
probably sleeping if they're traveling.
She's one of our younger fans, in case
She is. And she's a pretty good artist, too.
She is.
So, and thanks for the drawing, Annabelle.
And do you want to do a? What are you doing? He's doing something. I'm not sure what it
I'm
is.
doing too
You
much.
weren't doing anything. You don't. You got to do a glass demo.
I just had my Cindy Lou Who cane.
Yeah.
And I do want to show y'all because I have it right here. This is our Heiko iron, and we're going to be talking about that bad boy.
Okay, so do you have some glass there? You want to do a glass demo?
I do. I had a piece of glass in my shoe. Can you believe that, y'all?
What can you do with that?
What can you do with that? Let me see. I don't know. I'm just gonna pick a random cutter out of a bag. Oh, that's a pretty blue one. You want to use that one? That's a pretty blue glass cutter. Here we go.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's all right.
Didn't even get to see it.
Yeah.
Did you really cut it? Oh,
I really did.
okay.
So, you know, when I was little, we had this little game, and everybody's played it before. We played pickup sticks. You can make your own pickup sticks out of glass. Hang on, let me see what I got in my bag here.
Okay. Judith wants to know if we've used your ring saw yet. He hasn't got it yet.
I haven't got it yet. However, Santa Claus is bringing me one.
Is he?
After the first of the year.
After the first of the year.
I'd opted out to get it for Christmas because I have some other things that I'd like to do. Mainly go on vacation. All right, so yeah, I just grabbed this random glass cutter out of here. And I like it because it's a pretty color. It is a turquoise. What do you call that, Barb? Teal?
Teal or turquoise.
Teal or
depending on who you
turquoise.
talk
Put it on
to.
a kind of bluish, I guess. But it's really nice. And I want you to see, you know, this is a pistol grip. You see how that head swivels? Man, this head can mess you up. But it's really good for cutting patterns. And you can see the runs as I pull down. And we'll just chase that as we go right around. There it goes. And we'll put our hand under it. We'll pick up and then down. Ready? And down. Just like that. Now this is window glass, and everybody knows window glass is really soft. But I will say this, those of you that are beginning and those of you that are not beginning, if you'll take the time to practice on window glass, though it's going to be much easier, you won't be wasting your colored glass. Okay? You won't be wasting your colored glass trying to get a cutout when you could practice on window glass and learn how you need to break it and which way you need to go with it in order for you to break the expensive glass correctly. So don't you think that's a good idea, Barb, for everybody to use window glass?
It's readily available.
It's ready.
It doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
Right. It's an arm, but it's not an arm and a leg.
I had a question about your cutter there. Ed wants to know how much oil do you use in your pistol grip?
Well, this one's only got about maybe a couple, 3 or 4 drops in it, Ed. Don't fill it up, man, because it makes a mess. And, you know, just put 3 or 4 drops in it because it has that wick right there, that cotton wick inside. It has a cotton wick inside right here. And once that wick gets wet, it stays wet. It's not, you know, it's not like it's going to dry out. It's because it's not. So once that wick gets wet, just use it and keep it so that it sounds like that. And I'm not even pushing on it. And this is why I say to you, listen to your glass cutter, ladies and gentlemen. Because it will tell you everything that it's doing. Okay. And if you need to, pop it like that. There you go. So this is just window glass, everybody. And window glass is a little bit boring, but I can promise you this. It will save you money if you'll learn how to cut the piece that you're wanting to cut out of window glass first, because you don't always, you don't always attack a cut the same way as you did the previous cut. There's always a way that you need to get in there, and you need to start the run, and you need to follow the run. You know, you could find yourself tapping the glass, and I'm going to tap it. So there we go. So that's what this little ball on the back end of your pistol grip is right there. Okay. That's what that's for. So it's a 2-in-1 tool. Okay. It's a 2-in-1 tool. But take my advice and learn to cut the glass out of window glass before you go into cutting the expensive stuff. So, because window glass is, you know, $7-8 a square foot, whatever it is, but it's
keep in mind
less
that
than art glass.
Keep in mind, you just a couple drops of oil in that pistol grip
will last you a long time.
Because you load it up, it's just going to leak. It's not meant to hold all that oil.
No, and you know
what a mess! It'll.
There's a little rubber washer in here, and it's a mess. There's a rubber washer in here that it's a mess. And then the biggest mess of all is the rubber washer on this end. It doesn't work either. It's there for show. It looks good, but it doesn't work.
It's not going to hold the oil.
So just put enough oil in there to wet the wick, and then go on about yourself.
Okay. 2 people had problems cutting out the cardinal. So I guess we're going to have to do another...
What did you have trouble cutting out with? Start typing. Go. What did you have trouble with?
While we're waiting on that, go ahead and draw that, and then we'll kind of show them the steps again. Joni wants to know, where do you get inspiration from? Do you have any favorite historic influences? Cutting out the body was a hard one.
Okay, I get inspiration from Barbara. I get inspiration from my customers.
Historic. I'm not historic.
Well, we're both historic. Or hysteric. I don't know.
I'll tell you where I get inspiration, going to museums. I
Yeah.
mean, when we went to the Corning Museum of Glass, I was totally inspired.
I couldn't see straight for 2 days when we left there, Barbara.
Yeah, historic influences and modern art, modern contemporary art as well. I can't say I really have a favorite. There's just...
No, I get inspired, you know, and I found out that, you know, there are many different styles of stained glass. But while we were at Corning, I found out that my style is that of Lafarge, right, Barb?
Yeah.
Is that my style? Mm-hmm. That's my style, and I didn't even know it until I actually got up and looked at this window that was like 10 feet wide and 12 feet tall. And I got up and I looked at it and I thought, wow, Barb's right. This is my style.
I was right, yay.
No, she's always right.
No, I'm
not. So anyway, so what were you having trouble cutting out? And I drew, this looks like a duck now.
The body. They have trouble with the body.
I don't even have my cutter. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Who's having trouble with it? Brandon?
Let me look.
Cracked a bunch of glass while making cardinals. Wow, Brandon. I'm sorry, buddy.
And A.K. Martinez.
Oh, so this is what I'm going to do. You're looking over here. So I'm going to come up here, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut this like that. Because you can't dig that out all at one time. Okay, so now I have this going around. Okay. But my main gig is this right here. And because I want to keep the point on his beak, I'm going to break it from his beak, the point, because I want to keep that. Okay, I've started to run. Now here we go. We're going to come back around.
Yeah.
So I think we have a video of cutting the cardinal out. Okay.
We have 2, and then we have some shorts.
And then at the end of that video, it says, "Let us know when you get it by saying got it." So I'm looking forward to hearing a got it from you.
Yeah, that was the first video. I think he goes more into detail in the second video, but the link is posted with the first video. I think I pinned it to the top. So if you want to watch both of them, you can go from one to the next.
You know, so the important thing is about the cardinal or any other bird is that you want to be able to...
A.K. Martinez says, yep, they were trying to do it all at once.
No, you can't do it. Well, you know what? I'm sorry, AK. You can do it, but might as well just relieve the stress. Clean it up with your grinder just a little tiny bit, and next thing you know, there's a partridge in a pear tree. It's a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cute.
2 turtle doves. You know, if y'all can't figure it out yet, I love Christmas.
He does.
I love Christmas.
Okay. Another question?
Yeah.
Okay. Jennifer asks, have you ever had the alcohol or paint thinner affect the finish on the glass? After using alcohol on an opalescent, it looked odd. Then after using paint thinner to remove paint marker, I noticed a glazing that I couldn't polish away.
Well, paint thinner is going to leave a film anyway because it's got turpentine in it. And that is like some bad stuff. What I try to use is, if I have to clean up my glass because of funk on it, I use acetone. The only lacquer thinner I'll use is in my putty recipe. But if I have to clean the glass up, I'm going to use acetone. But I've never had that, what you're talking about, that glazy looking funk appear on it. I'm not sure exactly why that happened.
Maybe it thinned down the marker. It thinned the paint marker down and
smeared it, and then you have to go back and clean it again.
So what would be a good thing to take the paint thinner?
Probably acetone. Acetone's going to break it down.
Try acetone in a very well
ventilated area and wear rubber gloves.
Yes.
Okay, and yeah, because that your pores in your skin will absorb that acetone, and you'll actually taste it on the back of your tongue. It's really not good.
Yes. Put gloves on, definitely. You need gloves for a lot of things like flux and things like that.
Yeah, so just get like rubber gloves for your studio. And you know, my favorite cutter, Joan, is going to be my my pencil grip that I keep in my pocket all the time, that I don't have in my pocket right now because it's on the cutting table. But that I like the pencil grip myself. And let me see, I'm a little bag of goodies here. This is a pencil grip that I like.
Yep.
This is the one I like. And then, of course, you know we have this cutter. Everybody knows what that cutter is. Mm-hmm. That's the $5 cutter.
Ed wants to know if you also score on paper.
I do.
Yeah,
I do. I score on paper.
Clean paper's always great.
Clean paper's nice, right? And have your brush right there, Ed. So yeah, clean paper. A little bit of carpet for doing other things, especially cutting mirror. Mirror should be cut, I think, should be cut somewhere else other than where you're putting stuff together, because no matter what your work surface is like, you're always going to have glass in the pores of the wood or whatever, and you'll slide that mirror and boom, you got a scratch on the back, and you can't cure it because you can't. There's no way to cure it.
And you don't want flux on the back or any kind of chemical. So a clean piece of paper, you know you're doing mirror. Right. Just put a clean piece.
And remember, clear fingernail polish 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch all the way around the edge after sanding. On the back edge, not the front edge. On the back edge only, which is the painted side.
So Jennifer, I hope that helps. Let us know if that helps, because I'm
curious.
Magali has a question. If you use cardstock pattern pieces, would you agree that sometimes using the edge pieces of the glass to place your pattern to try not to waste the glass can make a score harder?
I would agree that it does make it harder. Yes, Magali. It does make it more difficult. But here's the thing, Magali. I try to set my pattern off by just give yourself a 1/2 or 3/4 of an inch. That little bit of glass won't make or break you, but it sure will make things much easier on you while you're cutting those pieces. So yeah, I always say, give yourself a little bit of room, because you're better off to make the piece come out that you cut than to be skimping and it break the wrong way for you. So
yeah,
give yourself a little bit of room so you can get in there and grab it with your pliers. And a good rule of thumb is about half of the jaw on your grousing pliers. That's about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. Just give yourself a little bit of room, Magali. And you know, the edges of glass are harder to cut because they're superheated, the edges. That's where all the heat goes when it's rolled.
And they're already
rolled a little bit, but they're in effect, they're not tempered to the true effect of being tempered, but they're stronger on the edge than the rest of the sheet. Yeah.
Okay. Have I missed any questions? If I have, let me know. But I think I'm good. If you have a question, just put it in the chat with a Q, and we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah. I hope everybody's got your Christmas shopping done and your holiday shopping. Those of you celebrating Hanukkah, it is night 2 of Hanukkah, everybody.
So it's
And that's
the holiday season.
It is
So
the holiday season. Hoop-dee-doo.
Do you have anything else you want to share tonight?
Oh, they had me cut a cardinal out.
That was pretty good.
Anybody else having trouble with anything? Cutting something?
It's happy to help you.
Yeah, I'd be happy to help you. I mean, I just have window glass here. And that's what I have up front in my little goodie bag under the table. Anybody have any questions about framing? Anybody framing anything up for the holidays? You know, I love my little framing wood here. You know. And you can, not only can you order this, but you can make it. But it's so much easier just to order it. And that to me, I mean, is if you're just framing the window for your customer or your loved one, just go ahead and order the wood and get it out of the way and be done with that part of it.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any questions, we're going to have to go. So if you have a question, go ahead and put it in. Oh, cut a small circle, please.
By hand?
Of course. Do you have any glass?
Yeah, I just got to reach under here. You want me to draw a circle? Oh,
You probably should.
that says Merry Christmas, everybody.
You can't see it.
I know.
Here, put it down there on the... There you go.
Can you see it now?
Partly says Merry Christmas.
There you go. That's to everybody out there.
Okay.
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 From me and Barb.
Okay, can you use mirror gel nail polish to repair mirrors?
No.
No.
Excuse me. No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
just
I've never
do
tried it
to
because
see if it works.
you know you've already taken the silver off the back edge.
Yeah,
It's going to be hard.
Hey, Ray, if you heard that you can, try it and let us know if it works, because I didn't know they even made a mirror gel nail polish. So if it mirrors, maybe
Maybe it will, because I mean
maybe it will. I don't know.
Yeah. Because the mirrors are sprayed with silver nitrate, and then that black paint or brown paint or red paint, whatever color they spray on the back of it, the mirror is not reflective, doesn't gain its reflective characteristics until that paint is put on the back. So, there you have it. All right, who wanted a small circle?
Not sure. Jason. Okay, let me.
Hey, Jason.
You're gonna have to move up.
I am. I'm just gonna cut this.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Now I'm just gonna stay busy turning this.
There you go.
Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to whittle this down. Let's get rid of all that. That's just a mess. So let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can start a run to begin with. It's trying. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. So that one ran all the way around to there. And then we'll do this.
Bravo. Bravo. Yay.
That
was good.
Is that too big or too small?
I think it's just right.
All right. Anyway, so we clean this up with our grinder. And I got a...
Don't cut your eye. Got it. It's crazy. Speaking of that, Stephen has a question.
Okay, Stephen.
I see Ed rubbing his eyes. How often have you gotten glass particles in your eyes, and how do you get it out?
You really want to know how they get it out? Because I'll tell you.
He has.
Well, I've had more metal in my eye than glass, okay? Glass does not show up on x-rays, but I was going to say your proctologist, but your optometrist can see it. But what they have to do, who wanted to know the question? Steven, hey. Yeah, man, so they lock your head in this thing, and they put a bright light in your eye, and they tell you not to move, and you see the drill bit actually coming at you. Okay, and then they get that whatever it is out, because I have 2 rusty spots in this eye here where metal used to be. Where the metal used to be. And so they get it out, and then they come back in with a little bit bigger drill bit. And they drill a hole into the white of your eye, and then they fill it with a gel. Voila, cover it up, and you're good to go in 2 days.
It is the white of your eye and not your...
Well, I will say this. I trust my optometrist because he's been my optometrist for 40 years.
Yeah.
For 40 years. So.
Yeah.
He's gotten older. I've gotten older.
Did he get the metal out of your eye?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's why he knows you so well.
Dr. Vault got the metal out of my eye a couple times. So, yeah, I try to do this with my hands. I try not to touch my glasses, but I do wear my glasses all the time. Reason being, I can't see without them. So,
and he doesn't want more glass or metal
and I don't
in his eye.
want glass or metal in my eyes. You know, you can only take so much of that.
Okay. Joan wants to know what kind of surface do you solder on?
A wooden surface or white paper. And if I have to, and if I gotta, if it's going to be kind of crazy with the soldering, I'll put a damp paper towel underneath of my sun catcher, and this will keep the solder from overheating the underside of the glass. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, Julie said they do that in the shipyard hospital because welders get metal in their eyes.
Oh, I bet they do. Yeah. So, and it's you know what? It sounds quite horrible, and I guess it could be if they didn't know how to do that. But because they do it, and apparently it's a frequent thing for those of us that work with metal and glass. So.
Protect yourself.
Protect yourself, yeah. Definitely protect yourself.
Yes.
You know, the worst part, what I used to get in my eye was actually the twisted stuff from a drill bit. The twisted stuff. Now, and it screws in your eye, too. So they have to unscrew it, and then they have to drill a hole. So, yeah, it's not...
Do I?
No. I tell you, you still look good to me, though. Look at my eyes. See that?
Oh, Magali wanted to know if we had any beautiful glass to share tonight.
Magali, I don't, actually. I didn't bring any.
You didn't bring any up
I didn't bring
today.
any up today.
Ray wants to know what's for supper. He can tell you're hungry.
Tell me, Ray. I haven't eaten all day. Oh,
we never did plan our supper tonight.
We didn't. We'll probably just have Chinese, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll go somewhere special. I don't know.
Maybe we
I'm
will.
driving.
Okay.
So
maybe
here's
we'll
the
go
deal.
Out somewhere and eat.
Here's the deal, everybody. I love Christmas. And this year's even, to me, is more special than a lot of Christmases have been. So, I'm going to stop right there because I'm going to start crying.
Don't cry on the air.
Don't cry?
Cry at Christmas. Cry at Christmas.
I'll cry at Christmas.
Okay. What do you think of Homa Soap Board for working on and or soldering? Magali.
Magali, I think it's great, but if it burns, it smokes, and you don't want to breathe that. But if you can just put a white piece of paper over top of it, and that'll stop the burning part. If you drop solder on it or anything, it will. The Homosoap board, being a ceiling tile, will. It's definitely great to pin your sun catchers, your work together, and tack everything. But before completely soldering it, Magali, go ahead, take it off the ceiling tile after it's tacked and finish it out on your table, hon.
Yeah.
Just just as a precaution, that's all.
Yeah, Ray, I don't know what's for supper. I think Ed's going to just surprise us with something. I don't know. Ed's not crying. He's just something in his eye. That's right, Stephen said.
That's right. It's just something in my eye, man.
They are happy tears, Ray. Happy tears.
They're all happy tears.
Yeah, we get to spend time with family this Christmas, and, so, yes.
Yeah. And, last year we canceled part of our vacation because they were calling for an ice storm, and we were going camping. So this year we're still going camping, and they're calling for weather in the teens on Christmas night when we arrive at our campsite.
We hope that our water doesn't freeze.
Yeah, so we'll be all right though. We have the electric water hose. So.
Mark wants to know: does anyone else find themselves shouting, "Come on, stop Willie McNillying it"?
I hope so. I hope so. Stop Willie McNillying and get to work, everybody. So, Mark, you know what? That's pretty special. That comment to me is pretty special, and I find myself telling everybody to quit Willie McNillying.
Magali said her whole table is a Homosoap board. Okay, we'll just put some paper over it, and it's great for cutting. It's lightweight. What?
Oh, it's just like Jason was popped a question, not a question out, but just said hi.
Yeah.
I so look forward. Yeah, I so look forward to this holiday season with everybody.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. It was good to hear from you. Good to see you.
I really can't thank everybody enough. And you know what? From the bottom of our hearts, Barb and Ed, and our producer Taylor,
we wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. And we will see you on the 26th live from our daughter and son-in-law's work studio. Coming at you. We'll see you next Monday night, everybody.
Oh,
hold it. We got another question. Don't leave yet.
No. We're good. Okay. Are we good?
Did Kimberly had a question?
I don't know.
Where's Kimberly at? What's your question, dear? We got time. We're not going anywhere.
I don't see the question, babe. Where was it? What was
Where's it at, Ray?
Let me go up. Okay, let me see if I can get to it.
Kimberly. Kimberly Snow. I just started this hobby.
Yeah.
Have advice for a newbie.
Advice for a newbie. You know what, Kimberly? I want to put a question out to the community tomorrow, and I'll ask that question. If y'all will go to the community page tomorrow and put in your response to Kimberly's question, because
that's what we were going to do.
Advice for a newbie. There's so much to say. There's so many different things that people. What is the one thing you would tell a newbie? That's what.
One thing I'm going to tell you, Kimberly. The one thing I'm going to tell you is get window glass, and practice. Become proficient at cutting your glass, because. Putting it together is the easy part. Become proficient at cutting the glass, because your work, the way that you cut your glass, shows up in your work. And if you can't cut the glass correctly, it's going to show up. So make sure you learn how to cut the glass correctly. Get a cutter that works for you, and check out your different tools on our page. Check out Sunshine online. See if they can help you with your tools or anything like that, or we'll be able to help you. So either way, my advice to a newbie is learn how to cut glass correctly. And watch our videos, Kimberly, because there are a lot of videos that we have about cutting glass, because I'm a stickler for that.
Okay. Hobby cane, what should I get?
if you're going to do hobby cane, you're going to want to use the 1/8 inch, and then you're going to want to use the 3/16 U if you're going to be putting it around the outside edge of your pieces. So.
Okay, so we're going to get out of here. Merry Christmas, everyone. We won't get to see you until after Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Kimberly. Thanks for tuning in tonight, because not only are you a newbie in the industry, you're a newbie on our channel. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.